offense is great. When at Cairns, well, their defense not too good. So let's open up the Dabble app. Of course, make sure you set that deposit limit. I'll put on this pick'em if you like it. Of course, you need to copy bet button. Otherwise, create your own. It's entirely up to you. Enjoy the game tonight, and I'll see you next time.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Rest in peace, round 15. Let's deliver the eulogy as the Cairns Taipans going down heavy to the Illawarra Hawks.
Yeah, and the Coca-Cola refresh. The Illawarra Hawks don't look down, but they are coming, and they are going to be really, really tough to beat. Massive game for them against the Phoenix tomorrow night, but they took care of business against the Taipans, had fun doing it, defence leading to offence. They were exceptional, and I only say that because Damon Lowry's not here to coach.
That Froling and JaVale McGee partnership, the more they start to work together. Not too many people have that Twin Towers type lineup. But the Illawarra Hawks, as you say, could be a danger. Leonard, what about this one?
And
the
this is all about
just continuing to beat down for
all about McVay on this one. I mean, I'm sorry, Magnay. Magnay.
Wrong year.
He went to work.
Let's keep going.
Hey, that's all right. It was all about Magnay. Dunking the ball, and guess what? He played 36, 37 minutes. Leave him on the court. Let him go to work.
And if you're Jesse Edwards, it was made known in the media, social media, everyone was saying he got punked. Jesse Edwards is a proud player. He's a great player, but he got punked in this game by Will Magnay.
And now he's coming up against Sam Wardenberg, who plays very different to Will Magnay. It's a tough matchup for Jesse Edwards. I'm fascinated to see how United try to approach this one.
You know what? I don't mind the look of this Bendigo court either. It's got a bit of that old school Pine look to it. Am I right?
Yeah, go for it. Have that. Have that for sure.
Maybe we could probably get rid of the laser beams going on the Melbourne United end there. But let's jump into the key factors in this game. All right, where are you guys looking?
Where are we going?
I'll go first on this one.
You got your glasses on, so hopefully you can see them as well.
No, I'll take my glasses off.
Oh God, here we
on
go.
This one.
Oh, no, we're not going to know what's going on.
Key factors. Now, Melbourne United, they need to get that fear factor back, man. You know when you're 9-0 and you walk into a stadium, teams fear you. No one's fearing these guys now at all. And look, and for the other team, Cairns, McVay needs to be the dog. Get on his back, ride him, let him be the man.
Okay.
For me, Melbourne United utilise the height advantage, right? Sam Wardenberg on one end. If you get an advantage, Adam Ford might have to bring in Marcus Lee. And for the Taipans, stretch the floor. Right now, the Melbourne United are struggling to defend, so stretch the floor. They've got shooters all over the floor without Marcus Lee on there. So stretch it, put some heat on the rim, knock down some shots, and if they can run up the score, as I said, I think this is a trap game.
Let's talk wins and losses right now. As you said, it's a trap game for the Cairns Taipans. Look, their season is relatively done. They're just playing for pride at this point. For Melbourne United, they are still a championship threat, but I said it wasn't panic stations now. If they lose to the Cairns Taipans in a rural game, Dash Daniels' hometown, I would officially say it's panic station.
Yeah, I think you'd be right. And to be honest, this game, for some reason, with just everything, the way it's built up, has the Cairns Taipans, I feel, hitting 15 or so threes. I feel like they're going to get hot in a team, and when you've got a team that's wounded right now in Melbourne United, that's when the other team comes in with a different mentality. So they've got to throw a first punch here.
Well, Melbourne have beaten this team twice this year by, convincing points. I think they get the win easy.
Jack McVay's got his eye out. He hit the biggest shot of his career, not for this team, but against this team. He loves lining up. Hey, Peter Hooley, Leonard Copeland, you've been fantastic. Joey Montagna and Damon Lowry are going to be taking the call away. Melbourne United and the Cairns Taipans, Ignite Cup action not far away.
In the corner, got it, Golding. Wow, watch out, he's got 5.
Corner 3 from Schofield. That is where his bread is buttered.
Shot clock down to 5. Walker's going to have to get to work. Pulls up, and that's tough.
Harvey King jetting up the floor, finishing in style.
Edwards throws that down.
Welcome to Bendigo, a city built on gold with a rich basketball history. It's produced names like Christy Harrower, Glenn Saville, and these days Kelsey Griffin. But it's all about the Daniels family when it comes to hoops in this town. Ricky came here in the 1990s. He became a legend, a larger-than-life figure in local sport. His eldest son, Dyson, has gone on to great things, and now it's Dash's turn. The youngest member of the family, he gets his chance to play in the gym that he grew up in. It's Melbourne United and Cairns. It's the Hungry Jacks NBL Ignite Cup presented by Disney+. To guide you through it, here's Damon Lowry and Joey Montagna.
Thank you very much, Joel Peterson. Yes, Lee Montagna here alongside me. Damon Lowry as we look to week 13 of the Ignite Cup thanks to Disney Plus. And, well, Damon, when we take a look at the Ignite Cup ladder, it doesn't mean a lot for Cairns. They are well and truly out of the picture. But Melbourne, despite sitting on 7 points, they have Cairns tonight and Brisbane. If they can clean sweep and take some points, they are still a chance to share in the 400,000.
Yeah, 400K the long way, thanks, Joey. Yeah, we have ignition in regional and country Victoria. And right now, the Cairns Taipans, they might miss out on the dough. But last year, they got into the dough. And in that mid-season, where was it last year? Which team can outscore you the most at home? You had to pick a team. They did good in that one. But this one right now, they're going to sit this one out. So we'll see if Melbourne United can bounce back.
Well, while Dean Vickerman has said they are keen to get to the Ignite Cup final, this matters more to Melbourne United. We know they have slipped away. There the two coaches are on screen. And, well, really, both of them are searching to try and find some form for their teams.
Both playing for two different reasons. Melbourne United, Dean Vickerman's trying to play to restore the dominance they had early in the season, and Adam Ford is obviously just trying to play for some pride. So as we look at the head-to-head right there, it's not pretty viewing right now, but as we know, as NBL26 has taught us anything, that anything can happen.
Well, it certainly can, but they need to turn around their form. You can see the numbers are stark. Offensively and defensively, they have really dropped away, and they are searching to find their best. But one man you want to put a bit of focus on, Damon, and that is the big fella in the key, Jesse Edwards. You feel he just needs to do a bit more and get some help.
He needs I feel like he's doing enough. He just needs to be on the floor more. So me and Lennar Copeland, we singing from the same hymn book. He's only playing 21 minutes a game. Now, people will say, well, he's in foul trouble. I'm like, not that much foul trouble. 21 minutes a game, he's giving you 13 points and 8 rebounds. He is a Goliath around the basket. All they got to do is keep him on the floor and actually give him the ball around the basket. He's very athletic, can score from, I feel like, more ways than what people think. He's not just a dunker. He can still bully. He got little jump hooks and little cagey moves around the basket, runs the floor well, and is their best rim protector. So right now, I feel like he's a young guy, too, a young professional. His confidence might be down a little bit because of the staggered, the inefficient minutes.
It certainly looks as if the confidence is down a little bit. Fabian Krislovic has been getting more minutes and doing a pretty good job. But on the flip side, Coach Adam Ford, they've lost their last 4. You can see the margin there. Almost 24 points a game in this losing streak. What can he try and do just to get his team going a little bit?
You got to look at these guys, and you know, they lost to the Hawks last game by 18. You the head coach, you got to look at these guys and go, what do you stand for? You guys love basketball, right? Everybody wants to play. Everybody would be upset if their paycheck was late. Can you come out here right now and play with enough passion and heart? Are we done winning for 2026? It can't be. So right now, this would be a good scout for them to take.
Well, one player that does play with heart and passion, and he's got the second most minutes in the league, which you would love, Damon. It's Jack McVeigh. We know what sort of season he has had this game against Illawarra. 16 points at half-time. We thought he was going to be on for another 30-piece. Didn't score in the second half.
Yeah, you got to credit one. He swatted the bullock in that second half. As Justin Tatum said, he turned his water off. But his teammates also don't do Jack a lot of favors. Sometimes they forget about him in passages of play. I've seen it too many times. But credit to Adam Ford for leaving his stud on the floor long enough to inflict all types of bodily harm to you.
There are the numbers there. He'll be looking to bounce back to his very best. He had a 5 or 6 week patch there where he was unstoppable. Well, of course, we are in Bendigo tonight. And you know, Damon, there is not only one favourite son returning to Bendigo, there is 2, because our man, Joel Peterson, the hometown hero, the Bendigo boy himself, look at him, how proud he is there, courtside.
It's beautiful to be here, Joey. That's all I can say. 41.5 degrees today here in Bendigo. It's a cool 27 in this building right now. And this crowd is all about Dash Daniels. So many people are excited to see him go about his business here. His dad was a legend here. We know Dyson's gone on to do great things as well. And basketball is a big deal in this place. One big deal for Melbourne United. They get Finn Delaney back tonight as well. Dean Vickerman said he's their tone setter. He is up and in. He's physical on defence. He'll be a big part of this Melbourne United team coming back into their lineup.
Yeah, there is the starting 5 for Melbourne United. Finn Delaney, congratulations to he and his partner Caitlin on their baby girl. He's back in the starting lineup, and that is the group that'll get them going. And of course, for the Cairns Taipans, their starting 5, all the eyes will be on Jack McVeigh, whether he can put together a good showing. Mojave Kings found a little bit of form, and Sam Wardenberg's been in good touch since he's been back in the lineup. But we're going to get this one underway. It is the Ignite Cup from Red Energy Arena, Bendigo, full house. It's hot in the stadium, And there will be heat on Melbourne United if they can't get the win tonight. It'll be Tyson Walker, who really has been stepping up in the absence of some of his teammates and the form of some others, and Finn Delaney right back into the action.
Yeah, they definitely miss having Finn for those couple of games. He just gives them so much versatility, can score from a variety of ways on the floor. First shot doesn't go, but he's going to get plenty more of those opportunities.
Just a little shot clock malfunction. Hopefully the Heat doesn't play too many funny buggers in the stadium tonight. Otherwise, Felix will be doing a lot of filling.
Oh, he hates that, Joey. Hates it.
Here's first opportunity for the Taipans. Andrews needs to look after the ball. Wardenberg mentioned the touch he's in, but good defense from Delaney. All over him, but still better offense. Good start.
That is a ridiculous shot making by Sam Wardenberg. That was great D by Finn Diesel.
Milton Doyle will be one that Melbourne
Jesse
United...
Edwards got, sorry, Joey. Look at the mismatch.
There he goes. Surely.
Too easy. I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it, Joey. Post that man up. If they're going to switch like that, he can go for 30.
First points on the board for Melbourne United.
30 minutes on the bench. That's what's like.
Well, here a couple of the stars of Australian basketball going at it. McVeigh and Golding, as Andrews a bit strong on that one.
How many minutes is Jesse Edwards going to play in this game, Coach?
We're hoping he plays more than 30 minutes.
I know we hope, Coach.
That's not going to happen.
Look at that deep seal.
Oh, offensive
What?
foul. Oh, caught it with a hook. They're switching absolutely everything on that end. No, he likes to get in a bit of foul trouble.
I'm challenging it. I might challenge that. Come on, refs, let the big fellas play down there.
Have a look at the replay. Just,
oh, he hooked him.
Yeah,
Come
definitely.
on, Jesse. Can't do that.
Hasn't had a double-double since the FIBA break. He had 5 the first 10 or so games of the season. He's going to try and really get going. Galloway with a nice shot.
And that's going to be the issue for Jesse Edwards. Guard those perimeter bigs who like to step out and shoot threes. Karen Galloway, Sam Wardenberg. This is a real tough matchup for Jesse on the defensive end. But right here is where he can get his get back.
Right, he goes straight back at him, and there you go. Look at David.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, Coach.
Hey, have you guys noticed that you're on them 3 times in a row? What is Dean Bickerman thinking here?
Go to your strengths. He's a gargoyle.
You know the Taipans are going to argue that 3 is worth more than 2. So they hit 15 threes in the pregame. They've started with 2 in the first 2 minutes. They'll be okay with that from Jesse Edwards.
Only had the 5 points in 25 minutes against the Jack Jumpers. Melbourne United, of course, that 9-point loss to Tassie. Magnate had an unbelievable performance against Krislovic and Edwards that night as Wardenberg thought he was fouled, lost the handle. It'll be a turnover.
Yeah, he might have been fouled, but Tyson Walker got a hand in there. Tyson Walker might have the respect of the referees because he's such a good defender, gets lots of steals. He might get the benefit of a lot of calls.
So they go to Edwards again. Here's Delaney. Wants to go himself. They go straight at Andrews. And he draws the foul. Delaney to the free throw line.
When you look at the size out there on the floor for the Cairns Taipans, outside of Andrews, who might be about 6'2", 6'3", they are 6'8" and up. And they're going to come off the bench with Schofield and Marcus Lee. They'll both get some opportunities throughout the game. But it's just so much size for the Taipans that Andrews can just make sure he distributes. He will have his opportunities to score, but if he can feed those monsters he has out there on the floor right now, I feel that would be more beneficial for him.
Finn Delaney, of course, missed that loss against Tasmania with the birth of his daughter, but the 4 games prior, he was in some sort of form. Averaging over 16 points and 7.5 rebounds a game.
Joey, I lost my pen.
Yeah, I know you threw it when Jesse Edwards got the ball for the 3rd time in a row. Here's Andrews. Third in the league in assists, but he also leads the league in turnovers.
Oh, no.
There's a nice little play from Galloway to King, and it's a good start by the Taipans.
Yeah, that is a great pass, great cut by Mo King. And did you say leading the league in turnovers?
Andrews is, yeah.
Yeah, that's the last place you want to be as a starting point guard. Yeah, he's got to definitely tidy that up.
And that might be a second offensive foul on your man, Damon, and he might have to take an early seat.
14. Come on over here and sit next to me.
Clears him out. Baseline.
Take a look at the Amy replay. There is a little backdoor play.
That is a good jam. Good quick step by Mo King. Sam Wardenberg. Is this a flop, Coach? Did he just impede? You don't like when they jump in the way. Are we close?
No, because that's in the first 4 possessions. He's just dove down on a switch and tried to seal up. So that's just a really smart read from Sam Wardenberg. And Dean Vickerman said the other day he was going to try and help him play through fouls. And they're doing it. They're doing it right now. 2 early fouls. They're going to play through it. Another offensive foul here.
Now I'm going to take him out. As much as I want to see him get a lot of playing time, I can't reward that. I mean, that's 2 fouls, and it's just both kind of reckless.
That one was on Jack McVeigh.
It's good from you, Damon. You start the game with saying play through foul trouble, gets 2, and then says I'm taking him out. You can't be wrong technically.
Incredible mental gymnastics.
One of them is going to be
I know
right.
you're a runner, but you should try your chance at the pommel horse.
Walker can't get that to go. It's important for Cairns to get off to a fast start. Played Melbourne twice this year, lost by 35 and by 27. They've averaged 63 points in those 2 games, so they should do their confidence a world of good. They get some points early, not that time.
The shot Sam Wardenberg can definitely make.
And Walker, the length of Galloway was too much.
We have none of that.
And then I'm not sure what Andrews was doing there. If Leonard, you want to explain that one to me?
He should be walking to the bench after taking that bad shot. I don't know what's going on. What is this?
He's trying to
Maybe
draw
thought he was
foul.
getting fouled. But come on, man. You got to be smarter than that.
Balls to take it, balls to make
He's
it.
leading
If
the
it
league in
goes in,
turnovers,
it's a
right?
good shot.
He is leading the league in turnovers, right?
Yep. Yeah, he's got his first tonight.
And that's the one thing Andrews all season. He's been asking for a lot of fouls. Hasn't got a lot of those calls. Not doing himself any favors. As Chris Golding gets himself an easy layup. And that's what being a sniper from outside can do. You got to respect Chris Golding's 3-point shot. He can easily get to the paint. He can make those kind of shots.
Yeah, we saw the numbers earlier, the wins and losses for Chris Golding. Also another one that's dropped away significantly offensively
43.
since the FIBA break.
His age has been established, Joey. 37 years of age.
Yep.
Chris Golding is averaging, where's my notes right here? CG's getting 13 points a game. Coach, when you was 37 years old, how many points did you average?
A little bit more, just a little bit more.
Well, it is a Tangerine timeout. We've called an early one, tied up at 8 apiece as we head back to Felix and the boys.
Thank you, Joey. Well, look, Melbourne United probably wanted to get off to a hot start, and not only are they only just tied up with the Taipans at the moment, the big fella who we said needs to play more minutes, and the pundit said does need to, is sitting on 2 fouls.
Well, he had the success. They just threw it in there early to him. He had a couple of good looks. Yes, he picked up an offensive foul as well. But they've got to try and figure out now what to do because Sam Wardenberg's playing with confidence. Jack McVeigh yet to even touch the ball, essentially. Everything else is flying. If you're the Cairns Taipans, you're through with the way you started.
What I like about Melbourne United is Dean's trying to get his imports going. Though. He's trying to throw that ball in. The first 3 plays of the game, he went to Edwards. So he's looking at getting these guys going.
And we are seeing right now the Taipans are playing a little free because the hardest thing in basketball, when you come up against a team that does not fear death like the Taipans do at the moment, their season's run and done. But Melbourne United, all the pressure is on. It almost feels like we're seeing a little bit of tense basketball from Melbourne and a bit of free-flowing stuff from
You can
Cairns.
play party spoiler, right? We've seen that from the Cairns Taipans before in seasons gone by, but also, Coach, only 2 Taipans are rostered on for next year or contracted.
Ooh.
Both of them are options, Rain Smith and Jack McVeigh, which means you've got guys out there playing for what?
Oh, they're looking for the job, playing for the job, brother.
As you say, hey, there's nothing better than playing for a bit of money. Joey, take it away.
Thank you, gentlemen. Of course, despite the losses, Cairns have led at half-time their last 2 games, so they are capable, and more than capable, Damon. It's just being able to sustain it for the full 40 minutes has been the challenge.
We saw them play some good basketball, and when everything is working, I feel like it all starts with Andrew Andrews. I put a lot of responsibility on the point guard, and when he blends his scoring ability with looking after the team and facilitating, they're extremely tough to beat because all they perimeter guys can score the ball. They got good size. There's no mismatches on the floor, really, when they're on the defensive end. But for whatever reason, it has just not panned out this season for Adam Ford and his boys.
Averaging the 14.5 points a game, 7 assists, and a good free throw shooter, knocks down both.
Tom Wilson gets some first quarter action. The backup guard spot.
Chris Livick also in the game. Golding gets going and sees that one drop. He's got 5 early points.
Yeah, once Chris got into that little skippity skip going to his left, always knew he's gonna rise up. Can Jack get some get back?
Gives it up. Galloway already knocked one down. Make it 2. And they are 3 from 4 from deep to start this one. Doyle getting to take a field goal. That's an easy way to get his first bucket.
You gotta send that screen. You gotta send it to the screen. You let it go baseline side. There's no real help. Speaking of,
the exact same thing at the other end. Mojave King will go to the free throw line.
Damon, when you ask a question, Damon, the answer comes. So Leonard Copeland averaged 18 per game as a 37-year-old in 2003, averaging 39.5 minutes per game.
oh wow,
Not bad.
you're on the floor, Copes.
That's right.
You can't score on the bench.
You can't score on the bench. You got to be able to do it on the floor. Oh, you're pretty good. Maybe I was pretty good.
Mojave King.
Mo King is definitely a guy, Joey, that if I'm Cairns Taipans, there's a contract waiting for him for next season.
He's been back to his best the last couple. Is of course the Ignite Cup. We know the final, Feb 22 on the Gold Coast. Melbourne United, if they can win 3 or 4 quarters and get the points, there's still a chance. Cairns aren't in the mix, but make sure you scan the QR code, full tickets. A historic event. As there's another foul.
Another foul call. So there's a foul now. It's debatable. But it was definitely called. A good bounce pass by Jack McVay, leading the break in transition. He fouled him with his chin.
Thinking about a challenge, but none coming. Tim Delaney still speaking to the referees. Galloway has now got 7. Coming off 9 and 9 in that big loss to Illawarra a few nights ago. Kyron Galloway.
Kyron Galloway is the guy that I'm waiting on, Joey, just to take the league by the scruff. He's got all the tools. He's got the size. He's got the three-point shooting ability, the athleticism. It's just a matter of when he makes up his mind, he's gonna be one of the best players on the floor night in and night out.
Tom Wilson's layup couldn't go. Now Statman getting some early minutes. McVay, they'd love to get him going. Get to take a field goal. And when he does, generally they go in.
The turnaround fade. Jack's patting his shots. What's up?
Sorry, Danny. What's going on with Melbourne United's defense? This isn't a Dean Bickerman team. This isn't the way they play defense.
Now, and they don't have, like, you look out there on the floor right now, outside of Fabian Kristovic, who's a great post defender, and Milton Doyle is a kind of a great system defender. They don't have a disruptive guy. Like, when they were at their best, Shea Illy, Matthew Dellavedova, them guys was disruptive on the defensive end. There's no rim protection on the floor. There was times that Dean Bickerman could have JLA, he could have Ario Hukporti, guys that could just change shots. Tom Wilson gets the tough end one to go. And right now, this just not that group strength.
Wilson will go and try and finish the play. And Melbourne United, before the FIBA break, first 10 rounds, they were second in the competition, conceding less than 86 points a game. Since then, almost 94 points per game, which is third worst in the competition. An extra 8 points per game, as well as their offense drying up. That's led to them losing 6 of their last 8. There's the local boy, the hometown hero, checks in for the first time, Dash Daniels. In front of family and friends.
Yeah, what a moment. Dash said they running deep too. 25 odd people, friends and family. It's the last time they're gonna see him playing Bendigo for a while because he's gonna be in the association.
There's his parents.
Rakita and Ricky D.
Ricky Daniels played a lot of basketball in this venue.
This jersey hangs in the rafters.
There he is.
Played against Ricky when he first came out here.
How many did he give you?
What was he like as a player?
A powerhouse. Yeah, they took an L though. Coach's team wasn't that good.
And Admiral Schofield has just checked in and given the ball straight back to Melbourne United.
Wow. Not the start you want. And Admiral Schofield's minutes have been up and down, Joey. Like the last couple games, he got more run against the Hawks last game, but prior to that, there was some DNPs in there, some real low minutes played. Wonder what his confidence levels will be like too when you're, holding up the bottom, holding up the ladder.
It's really inconsistent as Krislovic gives it back out to Krebs. Matching motors at the moment, the Cairns Taipans. McVeigh has the favourable matchup. Now Krebs will look to attack the basket. Go straight up Wurdenberg and then make contact with Iron.
Lucky Barker's also checked in to finish off this quarter.
There's Andrews, got Dash Daniels all over him. And then forced almost the turnover. It's going to stay as a Cairns ball. The crowd appreciate that one.
How many dribbles is that, Coach?
Joey, you know what?
Too many.
You know what would be a really long list? Things that Andrew Andrews enjoys doing more than passing to Jack McVeigh.
Keep an eye on that one tonight. There he is, inbound. Pass straight to McVeigh.
Commentator's curse.
McVeigh's got 4. There is Dash. Oh! And put Wurdenberg down. Dropped the shoulder, and that has really hurt Sam Wurdenberg.
Now, obviously that's a tender area. There's floating ribs around there, Joey, that cartilage in between the ribs. But Dash Daniels plays with so much ferociousness that's just no solar plexus.
Hopefully just winded.
That's what the old dude is supposed to do to the young dude.
Hopefully that is just winner, because that doesn't look good for Sam Wurdenberg as someone who's missed so much time at the wrong part of his career. He's just had a horrible luck with injuries over and over, come back after missing so much of this season, playing unbelievable basketball, and this is just not what anybody wants to see.
No, he just had the wind knocked out of him.
Take a look at the replay. And again, it's just an innocuous incident that we probably see. How many times have we seen that in the game? Damon?
Yeah, I mean, that's a common move. But everybody in the league got to know when Dash Daniels is coming downhill, you better brace yourself, because that youngster has no fear, and he's back in his strength.
Well, our man Joel Peterson, he knows everyone in Bendigo. He will find out what the latest is with Sam Wurdenberg, and we'll see whether he'll come back into the game. But Dash Daniels makes a little statement. As we said, fans and friends should enjoy this because he's on to bigger and better things. In no time, he'll be playing at Madison State Garden.
Where's that?
Madison Square. What did I say? Madison State Garden. Madison Square Garden. Excuse me.
Local park in Bendigo.
Madison Square Garden. But you're looking at me funny as Marcus Lee throws it down.
Nice dish. Good find by Andrew Andrews. Good job by Marcus Lee against his old team.
Walker. So many distractions in here, Copes. Inside the final 2 minutes.
Madison State. Madison State. I'm thinking in my head, where is Madison State? I'm from America.
That's no cupcake, thank you. Here's Lockie Barker. And he's just over the top of Tyson Walker. And they get a nice little 4-point lead.
And look how high
Coach Adam Ford's pumped up. He can sense something. He's like the way his team has started this game. Dean Vickerman calls a Tangerine timeout. And it's Melbourne trailing by 4.
Well, Marcus Lee just taking it down on a nice little momentum shift here for the Cairns Taipans, showing a bit of that off-the-bench action tonight.
As we spoke about, they don't fear Melbourne United like they used to. When you're 9-0, everyone is scared of you. Now, you know, they're losing. So why would we be afraid of you?
And again, clearly the intent has been put your head down and try and attack. I know that Andrews tried it on Dash Daniels. It didn't work, but everybody else has just turned the corner, and if you're open, let it fly. This is what happens. We talk about a team that's so dangerous with nothing to lose because they're just playing free. But on a Melbourne perspective, they will not be happy because they're just backing away and allowing them to do whatever they want.
Well, that's the thing. We could sit here and praise the Cairns Taipans for what they're doing, and they're playing fantastic basketball at the moment, but the heat's on Melbourne United. They're the ones who are picked to be contenders. They're the ones that started the season like this, so we are going to zone in on them. What do they need to do right now? What does Dean Vickerman need to say in this timeout?
There's part of it when it comes down to, you can talk about defensive schemes, defensive structures, but that's something that I know what Dean Vickerman would say all the time is you've just got to have some pride one-on-one. And if that guy is starting to test you out and you can't slide your feet, you're going to sit down.
You need to be one of those old school coaches and start yelling and screaming, man. Go back to back in the day. That's what I mean. Because right now everyone's too comfortable. Everyone's sitting there, oh, we're down, we'll be okay. No, you're not going to be okay if you don't pick it up.
Joe, we saw that Dash Daniels bucket before. You just can't help. Sometimes you need these guys to be an X factor in moments like this, and if he can get up in front of this Bendigo crowd, I'm sure they can fight back in.
And they might need him as well, but we'll get down courtside. Joel Peterson.
Joey, Dean Vickerman said they've got plenty of time left here. He wants 3 or 4 really, really good sets. Chris Golding got a good look there. At the other end, Sam Wardenberg, he's still on the bench, but he looks okay. He's been smiling and laughing with teammates, just joking about that he absolutely got the air knocked straight clean out of him.
Well, that's good news.
Have you ever been hitting the jejunum?
Yep. Here's Andrews. Lee looking to go Edwards, who's already got 2 fouls, scores over the top of him and gives himself a little fist pump.
That is an aggressive Marcus Lee. It's a running hook.
Cairns, highest first quarter score this season is 28 points. They are on track to deliver something similar.
Kyle Bowen attacks Admiral Schofield off the bounce, and Dean Vickerman is trusting young Jesse Edwards with 2 fouls late in the first quarter. Full credit to Dean Vickerman. Now, if Jesse Edwards can't handle it, then I don't know what to tell you.
Last 4 games against United, Cairns have been behind by double figures at quarter time. This season, it's got 15 and 16 in the first quarter. Already got 26 on the board.
Here's Doyle looking to be aggressive, and when he does that, he can score at will.
This is Tassie-made a jack jumper teammate Lockie Barker. Should have saw that move coming, but it wasn't good enough to stop it.
There's Golding trying to apply the pressure on. Jack McVeigh did a really good job. Forced to give it up, and now Andrews will look to go at Walker.
Good pass.
Finds Barker. Feet set. Highest first quarter score, I should say, of the season for the Cairns Taipans. And now a double dribble called on Tyson Walker.
29 points in the first quarter. That is definitely not a Dean Vickerman team.
No, it's not. And this was good find. Like, whether the scout says leave Lockie Barker open in the corner, he made him pay the price. And Andrews is distributing the ball beautifully. 5 assists in the first quarter already.
Melbourne United are 10th in the competition for the opposition 3-point percentage, and they're 4 from 6 Cairns in this first quarter. So struggling to defend the 3 ball.
And Pete, you mentioned it earlier, like this is a trap game, right? Like, Cairns out there playing with the house money. Melbourne United, they're under a little bit of pressure right now.
What makes it even more of a trap game is a team that will take a lot of threes. I think they might hit 15 plus. They're on track to exceed that.
United have lost 6 of their last 8. I think the trap game might be for Cairns.
Make a sub. Corin Galloway. They're just going to check the clock, see how much time exactly is going to be left for Cairns.
A reverse trap game, Phoenix.
State 3.2. Schofield. Wouldn't this be nice if it went down? Not quite. But still, the Cairns Taipans, with their highest first quarter score of the season, are leading Melbourne United by 7 points. And Dean Vickerman has some thinking on his hands. Here's the 3-pointer from Lockie Barker. that put them up by 7. Cairns throwing it down to Melbourne.
Cairns Taipans have come into Red Energy Arena in Bendigo, 40-degree heat, and they've just turned up the heat a little bit more on Melbourne United, who have lost 6 of their last 8 after starting 9-0. We sound like a broken record, but it is a remarkable statistic. And now, when they needed to answer back in the new year, the Cairns Taipans come in and they've let them have their highest first quarter score of the season, Leonard Cope.
It is just a lack of defense for me. I mean, look, Melbourne United are last in defensive three-point percentage. But look, you're letting Cairns get off 4 of 6 from the three-point line. You got to shut that three-point line down, and to go 10 of 15 from field goals, you're not playing any defense.
United have had 3 extra field goal attempts, but you have a look at the 8 assists to 2. That means the ball is moving on a Cairns front, and we're seeing it. They're just putting the ball on the floor. If you're not open to shoot yourself, you're kicking it. And again, they're playing free. They're playing essentially like a pickup game, and it's working for them.
And right now, Jesse Edwards sitting there with 2 fouls, 2 offensive fouls in that first quarter when we said, Damon Lowry said, he needs to get off to a flying start.
And he did. And that last hooking foul, he doesn't have to do. If they're going to switch 1 through 5, get down there with your big frame and put your arms up and demand it.
Well, the hometown boy, Joel Peterson's courtside.
Thanks, Felix. Adam Ford pretty happy with how Cairns are going at this stage. He's pretty calm and impressed with the ball movement like Pete talked about. On the Melbourne side of things, Dean Vickerman says we're giving them too many easy ones. Don't get back cut and stop giving them those clean looks.
Damon, what'd you make of that first quarter?
Good shooting by Cairns Taipans. Made 4 out of 7 triples. Andrew Andrews is playing one of those great guard games. He's only got 2 points. He's only taken 1 shot, but he's got 5 assists. He's got a team involved, and I hope he understands that this is a great game so far for him. He doesn't need to get 20 points in the first quarter to be that effective.
Here he is with ball in hand. Schofield will start the second quarter. Barker stays out there as well. Gets the ball here. And then gave up the look to Schofield, and then the shot clock ran out, and they just got that one horribly wrong.
That's what Jesse Edwards does. Don't get a stat for that, but Lockie Barker didn't want no parts. He still should have shot the floater of some description.
Tyson Walker, no assists, no points in that first quarter. He wants to do something about that. He tried. He said his last 4 averaging 18 points and over 5.5 assists a game. Quiet so far. Delaney all up over Galloway. McVeigh. never panics. Now Andrews wants Schofield to set the screen. Shot clock's down to 4. Lays it off again for another assist. He couldn't finish, and it's going to be an offensive foul again. And Schofield's hurt himself as well.
Yeah, he tried to draw the foul. He tried to jump into Jesse Edwards, but Jesse Edwards had his arms straight up. Good defense.
Offense. Hit to the face.
Offensive foul on Sco. I mean, it could have went either way, too, really. That could have been easily Jesse's third, but that's just the way it goes. But Andrew Andrews is just distributing the rock. Like, you can just see him looking to find people.
Let's get back down to courtside. Joel Peterson.
Watching Admiral Schofield earlier, Joe, he started the game, he started on the bench, of course. The guys were talking pre-match about maybe an injury with him. He was doing a lot of work on his right hip with a Theragun. Adam Ford's spoken about that's been limiting him, so clearly that is still bothering him.
Yeah, thank you, Joel. As Milton Doyle knocks down a triple. I think that hip's been bothering him for a number of months. Doyle up to 7 points.
This is a great matchup right here. Finn Delaney is taking this Jack McVay matchup extremely serious as Sam Warrenberg gets into his mid-range.
Able to get the wind back into the lungs and straight back into the action after that hit from Daniels in the first quarter. Back out to 6. Delaney wants to back himself in and use his frame. He does exactly that.
Great post move by Finn. Just got to a spot, just overpowered Mo King. And Andrew Andrews, Joey, has not come out of the game.
35.
He subbed in Cody Statman, he subbed in Lockie Barker, but the whole time, Drew stays on the floor. Adam Ford has done this before with other players. Done it with Jack McVay. He will play a guy the entire game.
Yeah, both McVay and Andrews yet to check out. And they are 2nd and 4th in the competition for minutes per game. So they're used to it. And there's McVay on cue. This is his 2nd triple. And then a backdoor play of their own. And a good find from Delaney to Krebs.
Great cut once again. Good baseline cut, got caught over helping, not over helping, over denying.
Little 7-2 run to start this quarter for Melbourne United. Little 2-man game. Andrews Lee finds King. And a really good look at it.
They run a good offense, they're just missing shots. Adam Ford will still be happy with the execution.
24.
Tice Kenny's got a good look at the off-ball. I'm looking at the on-ball match.
Marcus Lee's first personal.
And you got to know when Marcus Lee's on the three-point line, he is going to dribble handoff and he's going to roll. He's not going to shoot the 3. Almost would shoot 1-3 just to say to hell with it, just to catch everybody off guard.
Doyle. Feeling good, knocked down, back-to-back from deep. And all of a sudden, Coach Adam Ford, he wants a tangerine timeout. Doyle, perfect from the field. Melbourne United have gone on a 10-2 run to start this 2nd quarter, Felix.
Well, this is exactly what Dean Vickerman would have wanted. They've answered the call, and no matter whether this is an ugly win or whatever it is, they just need to get one.
And to be honest, I think Cairns have just missed shots. That Mojave King one was wide open, but right now, whichever team wants to step up and offer some resistance defensively, will go on and be able to win this game.
Good to see Doyle getting hot. Be aggressive. Shoot the ball whenever you get it. Give us 40 points tonight.
That's it. And you know, do it in the first half. That's what we want to see. We know you can do it at the end of the game, but hey, the great man Joel Peterson is courtside with a special guest.
Thanks, Nick. Melbourne United CEO Nick Traulson's with me. Nick, it is warm. The atmosphere is pretty hot as well. What are you made of the early stages here in Bendigo?
Joel, so good to be here. Sold out crowd. Dash Daniels' hometown. It's exactly what we wanted tonight.
And the reason that you brought games here, so over the next 2 years, you played games here before, of course. Why Bendigo?
Yeah, I think with the Unite Cup coming in, we don't get to play in Victoria. The opportunity of bringing games to regional, have the next generation of kids being able to see the legends like Dash Daniels. And thanks to the Visit Victoria for putting it on for us. It's a great opportunity for us.
Well, it means a lot to a community like this, Nick. It's a great atmosphere, and all the best for the rest of it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joel. And of course, Melbourne United will be back here again in a couple of weeks to play Brisbane in their last Ignite Cup game. And they played a number of games during COVID. They went 3-0 through the COVID period when they played in Bendigo. They've had some success, and you know, the regional fans, they would love the opportunity to be able to see their sports stars up close and personal. Not always easy to come down to Melbourne to watch, but they get the chance tonight.
That's a good thing about the country towns. Ballarat does a good job of the two hosting events. Then they go every year, inspiring a younger generation.
Let's see what Adam Ford was able to produce in the timeout. They tried the alley-oop for Wardenberg. He's got a bit caught under the ring, and then good hustle from Finn Delaney, forced the turnover. Tails up at the moment, Melbourne United. Wardenberg flies by. Delaney knocks down another one. And Melbourne United have found their groove this quarter.
They didn't panic. They stayed the course and just started making shots. Melbourne United are 4 of 8 from downtown now. Sometimes it just becomes that simple.
Where will their next points come from? Andrews has played facilitator. Not quite the right player he wanted with the ball with Marcus Lee at the three-point line, but foul on Krebs.
John Calipari is back in the States watching this game. He can't believe that Marcus Lee is spending so much time on the three-point line. As we check the Amy replay, nice little shot fake side step for Finn Diesel. One of the rare, not that rare, I guess there's a few of them, but it's not that many that can score from every single level on the floor.
Wilson in the game again, guarding Andrews. Golding putting the work into McVeigh. Shot clock again down to 4, and it should have been an easy assist again. Andrews did everything and put it on a platter for Marcus Lee, who now has to go to the free throw line to get his points.
I've never seen this level, this extended level of Andrews' distribution. He is finding everybody. Facilitating, like you just said, Marcus Lee fumbled that one. But now this is where it gets interesting.
Only 54% on the season from the free throw line. He could have had an easy dunk for 2. Now he has to earn it. And of course, Hoops Fest getting closer and closer. Next Thursday, see all the NBL and WNBL teams do battle at RAC Arena. There's going to be Bryce Cotton, we know he'll be there, but Allen Iverson, NBA legend, will be there. We've got burgers as well. Hungry Jacks, claimed by the NBL app, code word import. So disappointing finish for Marcus Lee. What would have been a great play is Milton Doyle tried for another one.
When you get to Hungry Jacks, they're going to say, don't worry, we know, Marcus sent you. He told us before.
Of course, just to finish up the Hoops Fest, make sure you scan the QR code, go and rewind and pause on the screen there, or go to hoopsfest.com.au. Only 2 points still for the quarter for Cairns.
Got it, Kenny. 35. Blue 35. Hold.
And that's Milton Doyle's 3rd foul. Got caught too tight on that screen. That's going to change things for Dean Bickman. How much trust do you put in Milton? That's 3.
Doesn't he know the rules? If you're rolling like that offensively, you're hot. What are you doing playing defense, bro? Give me the ball.
Andrews having trouble inbounding, and they're going to force another turnover. Good play by Melbourne. Golding thought about pulling up in transition. Decided to go to Krisnovic, and Wardenberg came flying over the top.
Sammy beat it within an inch of its life.
Almost put a hole in the backboard there, did Wardenberg. An important stop, and now they can turn it into points almost at the other end.
Krisnovic, that was credit card high. He jumped. Wow.
Two shots, fellas, just get lined up.
Talk us through it, Coach. Krisnovic.
Give me that.
Andrew, here we go.
My goodness.
Hey, fair to say that's not going to be on the opener next year.
Wardenberg.
We've all seen Fab get up and throw one down 2 hands before. We've seen it.
Yeah, but I think we saw on the replay that it looked like the initial thought, the gather was there, and then at the last second he said, backboard's all I got here.
Bottom of the backboard, too.
Leaving a few points on the floor as well, missing some free throws now, the Taipans.
They also up to 8 turnovers too, Joey. That's not helping things, but only down 3.
Well, obviously Melbourne's picked the defense up. Teams had that serious talk.
This is a very small lineup United put out there on the floor when Jesse's off.
Wilson coughs it up. And now Andrews looking at the facilitate again. Found Wardenberg. He's got his 6th assist. Wardenberg's up to 7 points. And we get another timeout. Much needed bucket for the Cairns Taipans.
Certainly was. Melbourne United totally wrestled back the momentum. 29 at quarter time. And now just the 34 points beat. Great defense from Melbourne.
Yeah, and again, great execution from the Cairns Taipans. Even the shots they missed the last time out, we sat up here, we spoke about it, they were good looks. Cairns are kind of just picking them apart. Yes, the resistance stepped up a little bit more. They got the steal and the inbounds. They look like that, but it's got to be a collective thing throughout the course of 40 minutes. These peaks and troughs aren't good enough, and Cairns are just playing better and capitalising on that.
Sometimes your offense can be your defense. So Milton Doyle came out and knocked down a couple of threes, made a layup. So he got himself going. Now they're worried about stopping him rather than them stopping him.
Hey, you're talking about if you're getting paid $1 million, you got to be the man. Right now, it's Jack McVeigh time for the Cairns Taipans.
Barely seen it. Barely seen it. He's had a couple of good looks as well, but I think so. Wardenberg is getting going. We've seen Andrew Andrews who's diming everybody up. In the last 4.5 minutes, it's time to get McVeigh involved in every action.
That's what he can do.
That's it. You know what it's like. You know what it's like to be the man out there. You know what it's like to have the bright lights on, the other team's charging, it's all on your shoulders.
I do, but you don't. So
Actually, sorry, apologies. I thought I was talking to Andrew Gaze for a second. No, back to you.
That's crazy.
Thank you, Felix. Some of your best stuff. What do you make of the Jack McVeigh situation? Damon, I look at the numbers. He had that 5-game stretch where he averaged 33.5 points a game. He was taking almost 20 field goals a game. Since then, his last 4, he's only averaging 15 points, taking 10 field goal attempts.
One thing I'll say is,
got 4 field goal attempts tonight.
but you know what? It's been a good defense. Jack, the offense that they're running, Jack is easy to find. If he's just going to try to get to one spot, just try to use his just natural scoring ability, that doesn't work on a guy like a Finn Delaney. Even a guy like Kyle Bowen, they're just going to make touches hard. Now, right now, with Chris Golding guarding him, a little bit different. Probably could be a little bit easier for him because he has the size advantage.
Trying to get the ball in his hands. Golding doing a pretty good job. So Galloway has to make a tough finish, but he's up to the task.
And you see what I mean? Like, what you'll say, get Jack involved, but like, what's he doing? He's not getting open. He's not coming off any screens. Nobody's setting screens for him. He's just standing in one spot trying to get a catch. That's easy to defend.
Showing Galloway up to 10 points already in this one. Golding, this time, finds Bowen. He was left alone. So he was forced to take it. Couldn't get it to go. Wilson. Now Daniels left alone. And great hustle play from Bowen, but Wardenberg, he's there. Got it the first time, foul, second time. There might be a challenge.
0 on his arm.
If anybody's going to challenge a call, it is Adam Ford.
I'm sure there's any timeouts left. Both teams are burning through their timeout, trying to get a response. Doesn't mind one though, does he?
Nah, you're right. Out of timeouts. Didn't see that. Yep. And I thought that Dash Daniels, like, shooting the 3-ball, it has improved. It's still not, that pretty on the eye, but he has been making shots, and he has enough of a sample size that you can say, yep, that percentage is legit. What percentage you asked? 44. 44% for young Dash.
Golding. That was a bit too far for him. Put it from the ring. And it's going to be a Melbourne ball. Let's get back down to Joel Peterson.
Damon, you talk about Dash Daniels' 3-point shooting, and the numbers aren't too bad. I'll tell you what, the crowd was riding that attempt he had earlier. If he hits one, I mean, it's probably not ideal. The roof comes off given the temperature, but it may happen.
JP, I think Dean Vickerman should have put in an alley-oop play for Dash. Let Dash get a dunk. And let's send this crowd into absolute hysterics.
Still plenty of time for that.
It's been a long time since a Daniels got a dunk in that stadium.
Nick Walker still scoreless. 0-4 from the field. And that won't be for long. There he is on cue. His first bucket.
The skill and talent that man has. Split that ball screen. That ball didn't bounce 2 inches off the ground.
Dean Vickerman in the pre-game, speak to the boys, talking about how he set the play in a lot of minutes, up over 32, 33 minutes, as McVeigh gets an easy lane at the other end.
Andrew Andrews is balling.
He's picking them apart. However you want to get it, getting 2 feet in the lane, he's seeing plays unfold before they happen. The great cut from McVeigh.
Oh, there's a nice little no-look pass. Golding to Dash, who couldn't finish.
Pete, Drew's had this in his game the whole time. It's taking him this long, it looks like he's finally figured it out. Or he just made a decision, he's just going to distribute.
No, I think it's part of a product. Is good knock there from Galloway is everyone's back now. When they were going through their struggles, when Sam Wardenberg was out, Jack McVeigh missed some time, he had to score the ball. So he wasn't able to do this as Walker turns it over. Now he can just facilitate to all their elite shooters, and he's picking them apart.
This has been a good little fight back, coached by the Cairns Taipans. They've gone on a run, and they're out by 3.
He figured it out after he heard you and Damon talking bad about him on overtime. Pass the ball, pass the ball.
He's proved you wrong with 8 assists in the first half.
Heat up, Dash!
Dash tried again. Keeps the ball alive. Golding gives it up to the youngster. Says, here you go, young fella, have another go at it. And again, Bowen. That's 8 offensive rebounds in the first half for Melbourne. Cairns yet to get one. It's given them some second chance opportunities. And now Walker will go to the free throw line.
You nailed it, Joey. Offensive rebounds. They can't finish the possession. They got all the size on the floor. This is just Melbourne United just wanting the ball more.
They've now taken 12 more field goal attempts, Melbourne United, in this first half, yet they still trail by 3.
And Dean, I like how Dean has been coaching Dash all year. It's all instructional. You can see him literally teaching this young man as much as he possibly can before he gets into the association. Dean will give us stuff about those 2 missed threes that Dash took. It had been something on the defensive end, some type of coverage that he might not have been in the right spot.
A good first half of basketball here from Red Energy Arena in Bendigo on a steaming hot Victorian day. Barker.
Good pass.
It was a good pass, but Galloway lost the handle. And now Delaney. Krebs was wide open. Hand in there from McVeigh.
And you look at all the different bodies, Joy, that they can put on Jack McVeigh that just makes it harder for him. Like his catches are hard. Tanner Krebs, Kyle Bowen, Finn Delaney. Even Chris Golding, when he was guarding, wouldn't let Jack get a good catch. Jack's got to do a better job of getting himself open.
Golding again gave it inside to Delaney, this time with the left hands. He's got 9. And now Andrews seems to have caught one as well, and he wants the referees to stop playing. They're not going to. And now we're going to get a jump ball.
Okay.
Well, it should be a backcourt violation.
Violation
Yeah,
We do, yeah.
For the jump ball, I'm going long.
I thought he could have threw it off his leg. Clearly.
I didn't see him go down. What? I saw him go down. I'm not sure why he went down.
It was
That's another foul!
So this is the argument. Take a look at it. This.
So,
Yeah, it's certainly a body to be all
for
ball.
the jump ball. When I stopped playing, we had 14 seconds on the shot clock.
Caught him.
To the 8-second
He
violation.
was
in the
sitting
sensitive
there
area?
waiting, He was just sitting
Yeah, he
there
was. Look at
waiting
him. He had
next
this
to
big
me.
cheesy grin on his face for a while, waiting to get that
Here all
out.
week, guys.
Kenny, the replay. I would like to review for potential act of violence.
act of violence.
Heard
Protect the
referee.
minerals.
You sound like somebody's never been hit there. That's an act of violence, whether it's incidental or not.
How much force needs to be there, Felix, for it to be an act of violence?
Depends who you're hitting. If you're aiming at me, an awful lot. That's a very good accuracy.
Guys, do me a favor. Go towards your bench. Slack, go to your bench for me.
It didn't look like
We're
it.
going to review it. Guys, go to your bench.
An act of violence would have to be what Tyson looked at
Intentional,
Yeah,
what they
we
would
know
have to be
it's not
looking at.
He was trying to go in there and take a swipe at it.
But Pete, you still can't just lay on the ground. What did Andrew think was going to happen? He's going to lay on the ground for 8 seconds? I mean,
I know, and
you
again,
gotta
we've
do
seen
something.
this, right? And at times he gets frustrated with no calls. So if it's going to be that half-court violation, Adam Ford might earn a tee here.
Bro,
I saw the whole situation, and then it turned back to me. So if I would have called something, it would have been an absolute check. So we went and looked at it on replay to make sure it wasn't an act of violence. Contact was a bit more on the incidental side.
And now he's got himself a technical foul.
That was the easiest, most warranted tech we've seen all season. We did everything we can to review it. I think 40 wanted that tech foul.
This is going to be our shooter.
But he's trying to protect his player, right? And this isn't the first time, because Andrew Andrews and 40 spoke about it in press conferences about not getting the calls that he thinks he deserves, and he's going to go out there and ride for his players. That was coming. We saw that coming.
And the man who's 93% from the free throw line in the season knocks the technical free throw down.
Only problem is it just kills your momentum. You're playing well. That one thing doesn't go your way. You just want to get out of this half. You want to finish it strong.
And a seesawing second quarter. Melbourne went on a 13-2 run. Cairns responded. Now Krebs had a golden opportunity. Melbourne 4 of 14 from deep. Been a real struggle for them in recent games. 28% from behind the arc. Cairns will look to tie it up or take the lead. Andrews, who has 8 assists, just for 3 points. This time goes alone with the left, couldn't get it to go. And now the last opportunity will go the way of Melbourne. Walker has time to find someone. Golding on the buzzer, couldn't get it to go. And that is half-time from Red Energy Arena in Bendigo. 40-plus degrees, and it is hot inside the venue as well, both with the temperature and the game of basketball we have. Cairns led by 7 at quarter time. Melbourne are able to find their groove, and they take a 2-point lead into the halftime break. It's been pretty well spread. Milton Doyle leads with 10 points. Golding with 8. Finn Delaney with 9. And for really the Cairns Taipans, Damon, Kyron Galloway, 13 points. He has been red hot for them in the first half, and he joins Joel Peterson.
A bit like the temperature outside, Joey. KG 13, 4 of 5 shooting for you, 3 from 4 for outside. What's worked for you in that first half?
I think my teammates are doing a good job attacking, opening up the lane, like drawing everybody in to give me open shots, to be honest.
You're in this game right up to your necks at the moment. How do you capitalise on the position you put yourself in?
I think we did good, but we haven't good for first half all season. We really need to come out strong in the second and adjust to the physicality. They're playing really good defense on us right now.
Kyron, thanks for your time. Best of luck.
Appreciate it.
Having himself a half of basketball, Kyron Galloway, but both teams right now throwing punches.
I tell you what, that last play from Andrew Andrews, that's a foul.
Yeah.
That's a foul, but the frustration, not just in this game, in the last couple of weeks, not going to get that call.
But how well is he playing, though? He's passing the ball everywhere and getting everyone involved. They look like a better team.
Well, that's what during the week, that's what people said. He's got to get guys involved. Jack McVeigh, we still haven't been able to see the best out of him so far, so the Taipans still with plenty to give.
They have, and again, we knew they'd come out firing, and this is a fun group to watch when they play like this.
Man, the heat is on Melbourne United right now. They'd be sweating. It is 40 degrees outside the stadium, as Joey Montagna said, but I reckon it might be 45 or hotter right now on Melbourne United. They need a win desperately, and the Cairns Taipans are throwing every single shot at them. The second half up next.
Coming here was probably a blessing. I was told from quite a few other NBL1 teams that I was too small. Bendigo, they reached out, contacted me, and said they would like for me to come here and play for Bendigo.
Yeah, I don't remember too much. I was pretty young back then, but it was obviously very cool to see him play every weekend. We'd come in here, Court 6, Bendigo Stadium, just watch him play, and he tells me all the stories that he used to get 20 rebounds, 40 points, all that stuff. So it was pretty cool.
Bendigo was fantastic to raise a family. It all started with backyard stuff because, like I said, they had the balls in their hands from a very early age. 1.5, 2 years old, going through the house, bouncing the ball, and they still did that up until about 18. Like, all right, you're a bit too old for it now. One thing we said is, once you start, you're gonna finish it. So if you wanted to play something, you're going to have to finish it.
And me and my older brothers, every day after school, going in the backyard, playing every single game you can think of.
When the boys competed with each other, it was always tears. Someone's coming in crying, without a doubt.
Yeah, they definitely didn't take it easy on me. Dyson and Kai, they're both 5-6 years older than me, so every time in the backyard, I'd usually be the one losing, but that's how I learned how to get better.
And Bendigo's a great country town. It has everything.
Just being able to come back to your hometown where all the work started and have all the fans come out and support you is going to be unreal. And this is where it all started for me, so it's going to be a crazy experience and can't wait for it.
Slim margin at the half. Melbourne United leading by 2. The Cairns Taipans bringing the fight to a wounded Melbourne United. Just has not been able to find form since the fever break. Desperately in need of a win. And they're going to have to fight this one out in the second half against a team that does not say die in the Taipans. And Pete Lennard, they're going to need a little bit better than that bottom of the backboard shot that we just saw right there if they want to take this one out.
Nah, give a lot of credit to the Cairns Taipans. We spoke about what they could come in and do if they want to play the right way, and they are. And everybody's stepping up. And the fact that they're only down 2, well, the way they've been playing without Jack McVeigh really being involved, let alone doing what he's capable of, they should be feeling really confident.
Although Melbourne United have a 2-point lead, Dean Vickman would not be happy with the way they're playing. The defense hasn't been great. Cairns are getting what they want, and they're knocking down shots.
They may be up, but they certainly haven't solved anywhere near any of their issues that they've had over the previous games. But Kyron Galloway, the stats really marry up. When he's on, this team is playing some seriously good basketball. He's got a hot hand tonight.
And it's funny, when he first signed in Cairns a couple of seasons ago, I predicted him to be a most improved player because I thought under Adam Ford we'd see the best of him. And we're starting to see that now. And again, I do like his halftime interview with Joel Peterson, albeit we hear that answer a lot from a lot of players about what got you going on my teammates find me. But he's right. His role in this team is to space the floor, knock down shots, and find the opening if the 3 ball's taken away. He's done all of that and more, not just in the first half here, but in the last couple of weeks.
A lot of that credit goes to Andrew Andrews because he's finding everyone else, so you can't, focus on one guy. And he's, like you said, he's in the corner, he's knocking down threes, and that's what Melbourne United are bad at.
Well, that's his role. Don't play outside of yourself and knock them down from the outside. 3 of 4, 75%. When him and Wardenberg, I'm not sure that's the exact punctuation you should be using there, but we're going to roll with it anyway. When they're both hitting from the outside, it's danger signs for the opposition.
Oh, then, but add in Jack McVeigh, add in Mojave King and Andrew Andrews who can knock it down. Outside of Marcus Lee, everyone can shoot the 3 ball on this team, which makes them a dangerous proposition if you don't rock up and defend it, which Melbourne haven't so far.
Lennard, I asked this question cautiously because I know you can shoot from the cuff at times. What is the one thing that's better than Wednesday night basketball?
Having you back on a Thursday.
Oh, thank you so much, but there's one thing better. It's Thursday night basketball. Kelsey Brown's going to be taking my place in this one, but it's Southeast Melbourne absolutely firing at the moment, taking on the Illawarra Hawks, who we've spoken about it. Froling and JaVale McGee. Do not look at their ladder position.
Twin Towers.
This team is going to be legit in the back end of the season.
This is their big opportunity right now. They've got to go and win this game.
Well, Melbourne United currently lead by 2 swings and roundabouts in that first half. What are we going to have in the second half? Well, join us shortly. Welcome back to the Ignite Cup. Andrew squared has been doing it, not quite scoring, but he's been dishing the ball out, 8 assists, and if my maths is correct, he could end up with 16 here, Pete.
How did I know you'd go there? He's been phenomenal, to be honest. He should have a whole lot more. He's been dishing it up on a platter. And now Dean Vickerman has a real tough assignment about who's going to go and limit what he's doing. Tyson Walker hasn't had a success right now. Throw Dash Daniels on him. He's got the size, he's got the strength, but the poise he's playing with has been the key to me.
And the best thing about Cairns is McVay hasn't even got going yet. If this guy continues to pass the ball the way he's doing, not worry about his points, get everyone else involved, they look a whole lot better.
On a Melbourne United side, where is the defence breaking down that is allowing him to get these assists? Is it the help defence, or is he just having such a free run into the paint that no one can stop it?
Well, one, it's everybody else who's just having the pride to stay in front of your man, but off ball, losing track of where the cutters are, be ball watching, not in the right spots, and when that happens, Cairns will score.
They don't have that bulldog either. They don't have that, gotta go get him.
Gotta go get him. Joey, back to you.
Thank you very much, Felix. Jesse Edwards, Damon, you spoke about him pre-game. You said you wanted to see him get more minutes, but to do that, he needed to stay out of foul trouble. He started well. They went 2 in the first 3 times, but hasn't had much of an impact since.
No, it looks like Dean's not going to start him for this 3rd quarter, but I liked how they featured him because he's more than just a lob threat. Like, you get that man the ball around the basket, he's that long and athletic. He didn't do himself any favors with the 2 quick fouls, so hopefully he gets another 12 minutes this half so he can really have an impact. Good pass, Chris Golding.
And that's a goal 10, good starts. And of course, this is the Ignite Cup, so the points per quarter. Cairns won the 1st quarter, so they get just their 2nd point of the season in the Ignite Cup. Melbourne won the 2nd quarter 23-14, so they have another point. But if they want to be a chance to go to the final, Feb 22, they probably need to win these next 2 quarters and take home the win as well. Of course, they've got plenty to play for. More so from a ladder perspective to stay within touch of the top 2. Cairns can get off the bottom with a win. Oh. They'll go ahead of Brisbane as Krebs goes coast to coast. And a nice play and a chance to finish.
It started with on the defensive end with Chris Golding, forcing Mo King into a miss. And then Damien replay, Chris just held his own, and nobody stopped the ball. Tanner Krebs, the length of the court, gave Jack the inside out, and I don't know. I'm sorry, Mo. That's just, yeah, out of position a little bit, but soft call. Nevertheless, Melbourne United up 6.
Name your replay, and of course, nice to get the ball back off your own. Miss shot is Golding from the logo. He's pumped up, and this has been a fast start from Melbourne United. They've put 7 points on the board in 37 seconds, and we get a Tangerine timeout.
Wow, what a start from Melbourne United, and dare I say, that 3-point shot from CG43 is exactly what they're looking for. He's been down since the fever break. If he gets up, you know, he's the heart and soul of this team, Pete.
And again, you saw the emotion from it, how quickly they just went bang, bang. It's a couple of mental lapses from a Cairns point of view. So great timeout from Adam Ford. An exceptional start to this 3rd quarter.
Well, obviously, Dean Vickerman has had some choice words for
a
guys at halftime, and they've come out and responded.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a foot that went in a certain direction that we can't talk about on TV. But right now, if you're Melbourne United, this is where you really got to put the foot down, because Cairns Taipans, as we said, they're not playing for anything here. Maybe to get off the bottom of the ladder, but it's mostly pride. Melbourne United, there is a lot on the line.
And we've seen this when Cairns have been competitive in games, and when a team can break away a little bit in the 2nd half, doesn't matter when and what point that is, if you can get it to 15 or 16, you can kind of feel comfortable the win is in the bag. Big opportunity here for Melbourne to do that, so Cairns have to keep in touch.
This is one of those games where Melbourne can gain their confidence back. You come in here and you blow these guys out the 2nd half, you feel better about yourself.
You know what? I think the Cairns Taipans certainly got a couple of punches left in them, and again, still not a very big lead. Joey, take it away.
Their 3rd quarters have been an issue for Cairns the last 6 games, Damon. They've lost each of the last 6 3rd quarters by about an average of 10 points. So coming out after the half's been a problem.
And that don't help. That does not help.
Rocky Barker lost his footing. We're back down courtside. Joel.
Thank you, Joey. Dean Vickerman happy with what his team's producing here in this one. Of course, we spoke about Finn Delaney earlier in the game coming back into the team. He's got 11 points. Now, if he gets 21 tonight, he will become the leading scorer in NBL basketball in this venue. He will get to 68 career points here, overtaking Al Copeland, who is the current leading scorer in the building.
What the hell are you doing in Bendigo, Coach?
Come on, man. I'm dropping numbers everywhere, man. All over the place. I played that long. Don't be mad at me, Pete. He's mad at me.
How many points was it?
I can't remember.
Took you 5 games to get there.
Let's go. Right up here.
Well, it's funny, David, he put his phone down at the right time. You don't have to tell Joel those stats, but he can get them himself. Joel knows this stuff.
I don't even know it myself, honestly. That's crazy, though. I just heard my name. You guys like calling my name.
Well, I think the craziest thing is you may be the highest scorer in Bendigo, but your jersey's hanging at the local nightclub in Bendigo, which is even more impressive.
Here we go.
Copes, I just got up the stats at Bendigo. You played twice. You had 33 one night, 34 the other night.
Hey, that's impressive.
And about 50% shooting from the three-point line, if you don't mind. Back in 99, 2000, 2001.
So you were locked in, not enough distractions down there.
We've got to get some of that footage of you prepared to watch it in black and white.
That's the mismatch.
Yeah, Finn Delaney likes the matchup. Would have been disappointed with that. Andrews with 8 assists in that first half. His season high is 10. McVeigh should eat on that one. All over Tyson Walker. Gets it to go. That's his spot. He needs to get more shots in this second half, David.
You look at that action right there. That was good. Very patient by Andrew Andrews, because you can see here, everybody's switching the screen. Tanner Krabs switched. He's ready to switch back. And then Jack says, nope, I got Tyson. So he buried him right there. Went to his patented back leg fade. But you can see how congested it is. You can see what Melbourne United are trying to do. They're going to switch everything with Fabian Kristovic, Finn Delaney, Tanner Krabs on to Jack McVeigh and just make his life as tough as possible.
Golding again. Oh, he's heating up now. Just like the Victorian weather. And he has got 14, 3 of 6 from deep. This is the man coming into it since the fever break, shooting 24% from long range.
Hey, Joy, you saw how Chris celebrated when he made that last 3 and the timeout was called. Assist Andrews, corner tray ball, Wardberg. But Chris is now, we haven't seen a typical vintage Chris Golden explosion game in quite a while.
Here's a little heat check, you feel. He decided to work inside, find Krislovic, who had a little fumble, had time, and then come up short. And those last 2 plays for Cairns Taipans both gone as assists for Andrews. So he's already up to a season-high 10. The record for the Cairns Taipans is 15 assists to Tajir McCall a couple of years ago. And now another turnover. That's been their Achilles heel, 11 for them in this game.
Shout out to Taj McCall. He could do some of everything. But the way Andrew Andrews is playing right now changes the entire narrative. He's not just a score-first point guard. Now he's showing how dangerous he can be without scoring the ball. That's when I love that. That's Jason Kidd type stuff.
And just 3 points, all free throws for Andrews, but he's helping his team stay right in touch with Melbourne. Krebs, another offensive rebound. It's 10-0. Walker strong on both of them. Another opportunity.
0 offensive rebounds for the Taipans, and they got all that size on the floor. That's just effort. That's just desire. Do you want to go crash the offensive glass, yes or no?
Andrews likes the matchup on Krislovic. Now this is his chance to try and score. Krislovic met him at the basket. As good as anyone in the league this season, and turns defense into a transition offense.
He got up that time, Cobes.
Hey.
He got off the ground that time.
That was over the phone book.
Never seen him jump that high.
He's 4th in the competition for block shots, and it's pretty impressive considering he plays less than 20 minutes a game.
And a credit to Fabs, he's the sort of dude that will get out there and contest everything no matter what.
Now McVeigh, the step back, the famous step back on Golding's head.
You cannot block it. You cannot block it. We talk about how he likes to finish. He's a funky finisher, and there is Fabian Kristovic. It's the timing aspect of it. And then Tyson Walker, just a really smooth finish, and then back down the other end. Well, Jack McVeigh off one leg, doesn't matter. Fading away, practices it all.
All Dean Vickerman can do is just shake his head. Does that shot remind you of somebody Coach used to play for Adelaide?
No, tell me.
6'8". KB?
Oh, Oh, Kevin Brooks.
Kevin Brooks gave everybody that shot.
So many people played for Adelaide.
Damon just led to the water.
But he was the only one that had that. The Cairns Taipans, Joey.
They're hanging around, aren't they? But Melbourne are answering. Offensively, they're much better this quarter. Already got 14 points on the board. Delaney is leading the way. An excellent game from him on return after the birth of his baby girl.
Happy Father's Day. Daddy's girl. Now, let me just say this, Joey. If the Cairns Taipans played a half of basketball without an offensive rebound, I mean, I'm going to have to ask Pete pretty soon. Has the team ever not had an offensive rebound in the game, Peter Hooley? That's going to be your homework assignment. Right now, the Cairns Taipans do not have any offensive rebounds in 2.5 quarters. And they got at least 4 6'9", 6'10" dudes.
Here's Andrews going to work offensively now, scoring himself.
Can they get stops on the defensive end? 5 points, 10 assists for Drew. He's doing his bit.
No shot. Okay.
Points won't count.
It closed off the knee trail, had a great look at it. If he hooked you, we would have called him.
Side out.
I don't get a vote, Joey, for referee of the year, but I'm going with Kenny Widget. I just like his communication style. He don't get rattled. He ain't quick on, he ain't sensitive, overly sensitive. He's got great command of the game.
Got the answer to your trivia question in a moment too, about offensive rebounds this season. Pete got the answer, he got it there. Oh, Golding! Almost a spectacular play. He'll go to the free throw.
Going even further back, the lowest was 3 this season, right?
Yep.
Who had that?
So the lowest are 3, 4, and 5, and they've all been by Cairns Taipans.
Oh, wow.
They have the 3 lowest offensive rebound counts this season, rounds 2, 7, and 10. So clearly it's not a strength of theirs, Damon. Let's get back down court side. Joel Peterson.
We clearly had all the same idea, boys, because I went into the archives as well. In the last 25 years, the fewest was by the Pirates. Back in 2003, they had 1 in a game. There's quite a few with 1 in a game. The record in the last 25 years is 37.
Good Lord, who had that?
He went digging a lot harder than me, Joel.
The Hunter Pirates. Kevin Brooks is on that team, too.
Chris Golding now got a game high, 15.
We just want one of those. Chris is going to get one before the playoffs start. One of those vintage, classic, gladiator-type performances where he just goes berserk from 3. It's coming.
He'll take a seat. It's really hot, humid conditions in Bendigo and in the stadium tonight. So Hickman spoke about it pre-game, trying to rotate his players. Doyle back out there after getting foul trouble early, 10 points. Now Andrews, that's going to be a moving screen on Marcus Lee.
Marcus didn't know where to go. He didn't. That's what happens sometimes when the guard just goes off the screen, goes back. Marcus is kind of caught in no man's land there. You should set the first pick and dive.
Here we go.
A whole lot in it too, this squad.
Six-point lead to United. Always stayed within this margin, hasn't blown out at all. As 3-second violation on Jesse Edwards.
He never actually came out that whole possession. So you have it before the catch. Really, yeah. You got it.
Going the other way. Lucky too, because Marcus Lee had 2 hands in his back, would have definitely been a foul. Coach, how come United just can't stretch this thing out? 6-point lead.
Well, look, they don't have a lot of confidence on you. The last 8 games is only 1-2. They're building confidence. They're not there yet, though. They're missing pieces. Can't wait for Shea to get back. But they got a lot of talent, man. They do.
Andrews again finds a wide open shooter.
Uh-oh.
Finn Delaney just bowled over Andrews.
Blue 7.
Another offensive foul.
That'll be Finn's third foul. Just not really necessary.
There's a stat line for Drew Andrews tonight. 5 points, 10 assists, an equal season high already.
Oh, turnover.
Almost a turnover. And now Wardenberg gets upstairs.
Kyle Bond made a good business decision.
He's having a nice game too, Wardenberg. Doyle. Oh, that's class.
Okay, Mill. Phenomenal finish by Mill. He's been sitting on the bench for a while with foul trouble. Trying to pick up where he left off. Mo misses a lefty lay.
And now Walker. Oh, in the end, found some space where there was none. And they've gone on a nice little run here, United, up by 8.
It's the defensive transition is hurting the Cairns Taipans, as well as giving up 14 to 10 offensive rebounds.
Andrews now going to try and start scoring himself a bit more.
He's going to play 40 minutes, Joey. And I'm here for it.
Edwards.
Mismatch.
Yeah, that's what they did to start the game.
Mismatch.
He should be too big. He is.
Baby food.
I know you look at me like it's too easy. Maybe it's just too easy for coaches.
That's my rocket science pose, Joe. Is it rocket science? Man's a pterodactyl.
Bowen. It went back to McVeigh. Wardenberg did it from inside and then almost gave it a good ride. And that's going to be a third personal on Jesse Edwards. 3 shots for Sam Wardenberg.
Nah, that was cagey. Cagey move, good patience by Sam Wardenberg, and Jesse just over-aggressive.
100 years of thrills, laughs, and joy. The Harlem Globetrotters coming to a city near you. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour across Australia and New Zealand. Make sure you buy your tickets now, scan the QR code. You're part of the legacy. And Stash looks like he's ready to check back in.
So in 1926, the Globetrotters played their first game. That is one hell of a winning streak. And now, Jack McVeigh gets the first offensive rebound, Joey, for the Taipans.
Ah, yeah. Make it 2. Schofield. That's what he needs to do with that big frame. And they pick the margin back again. It's going to be a foul.
His waist, Andrew. Red 12, hold, grab his waist. Good shot.
And they're in the bonus.
Just the timing of the fouls. It's just too easy. It's too easy for the refs to call that. You're already in the bonus. What's going on in Perp, Joey?
Yes, we know it kicks off next Thursday. See all the NBL and WNBL teams at RAC Arena, Australia's biggest basketball culture lifestyle festival. Allen Iverson, the great one, will be there. Get your tickets now by scanning the QR code or visiting hoopsfest.com.au.
That's going to be fun. Getting very close now. City of Perth, January.
Just over a week away.
All games in RAC Arena as well.
Yeah. Melbourne United will take on Tassie again at RAC. Cairns will take on New Zealand. Doyle got nowhere near it. Golding, good hustle. Shot clock though, did hit the backboard at the rim, so he has to fire away.
Milton Doyle he just didn't give it up. He just made a decision to not give to Jesse, who had Admiral Schofield pinned underneath the basket.
What did Cairns do? Andrews and McVeigh. Been a pretty good combination tonight. Finds Statman, gives it up. Great offense from the Taipans. And Lee throws it down with authority.
Good extra pass by Cody Statman. Marcus Lee with the finish.
They will not go away, these Taipans. They're making Melbourne United work for everything. Doyle and McVeigh.
Come on, bro. How many times they play one-on-one against each other?
And McVeigh gives it up again. Statman to tie things up. Scores a level. Dean Vickerman, he can't believe it. He calls a tangerine timeout. And these Cairns Taipans are playing inspired right now.
It's a tangerine timeout, but it's a tangerine jerseys that have proven a whole lot of trouble for Melbourne United. Look at that, nice little pass there for the Lee slam. And then Statman off the bench in the corner. Nice pass from McVeigh. The Taipans will not go away.
We sat there, Cobes, we were talking about it as Melbourne United had the little buffer they built out, but we're looking from a Cairns point of view. They were just missing shots. So yes, Melbourne United went on a little run, but Cairns offense didn't waver away from what had worked in the first half. They've got back to knocking down those shots, a couple of good off-ball cuts, and all of a sudden it's a tie ball game.
When we look at the ladder right now, this is the easiest game that United have on their schedule to be able to find their form again. A rural one in Bendigo in front of all their home fans. I tell you now, there's not many Cairns Taipans fans in that crowd. That's 99.9% Melbourne. This is their chance.
But Cairns has nothing to lose, and they're making the extra pass. Every field goal they've scored in the last 2 minutes, they made the extra pass and they're knocking shots down.
And we are going to have a huge fourth quarter coming up if the game continues to track the way that it's been trending, Joey. Both teams throwing punches, and we have a look at the next 5 games here. That's not easy at all.
Oh, it's not. The Sydney Kings, that's going to be a really big one. We'll see what happens. No bull qual, what they do. Tassie, they just lost to Tassie then. I tell you what, Perth Wildcats, they're expected to make an addition to their roster as well.
Got ourselves a ball game, Joey.
Yeah, that's Sunday where they take on the Sydney Kings in Sydney. Let's get down courtside. What's happening there, Joel?
Joey, Dean Vickerman addressed Jesse Edwards pretty directly in that timeout. Said, if we lob it into you, you got to go straight up. You can't fall out of bounds. You've been so good when you're down there. He finished that time off. As you see there, the big fella stuff it in. He finished the timeout by saying, hey, we're down 2 for the quarter. They know what's at stake here.
I got to stick up for Jesse Edwards on that one. That lob pass was not good. It took him out of bounds. And then we just saw what he did right there. Andrew Andrews just turned around and just dunked it on him. He's a pterodactyl.
I love that Vickerman's thinking about the points for the Ignite Cup. This quarter scores a level. So there's a point up for grabs.
Oh, okay.
Andrews gives it off to Marcus Lee.
So, I think the foul happens first. The foul happens before the shot clock, but I think we should review status of the ball to make sure we either got 2 or 3 free throws. Kenny, the replay, I have a common foul on Chris Golding for pushing Marcus Lee in the back. I would like to review status of the ball to make sure that thank you.
So it'll either be free throws or a 3-point play, depending on the shot clock. You can see it up above the backboard.
Put that on the mixtape. Put that on Andrew Andrews' highlight tape, Joey.
He didn't get that away in time.
43, pushing the back, one shot.
Count
foul
it.
happens prior to the shot clock. That's what we're looking at.
So the foul before the shot clock, so the points count.
Foul is prior to the shot clock, so counts to have 1 shot. Here we go, 1 here.
So they do count. It'll be 11th assist of the night for Andrews.
Schofield is trying to get a foul. I saw it coming.
Foul on 5. Yeah.
Now,
15. No score.
you can see it coming, Joey.
No score. Foul's on 5. Foul on me. I'm in my lane. And he's scoring this.
He kept doing the arm waving. He didn't trust Marcus Lee to make the free throw. And I'm sitting there going, you got too many team fouls as it is. This was unnecessary. There's little things like that, Pete, throughout the course of the season that the Cairns Taipans can get in their own way. When you lose so much, losing becomes a habit, and there's little things like that, undisciplined.
I'm going to have to disagree.
Go ahead.
Because I think that it sets a tone that he's going after offensive rebounds. They had 0 and say, you know what, until someone else is going to stop, he got one just before. It's fighting right now. They're fighting for the extra possessions. The other side of that is not doing it. And you're going and say, hey, don't go too hard, and they go right into their shells and get nothing.
Cairns lead this quarter by 1. Damon stares down Pete.
Jacob wants to fight.
Shot clock down to 5. McVeigh sensed the moment and delivers. What a quarter for Jack McVeigh. He's got 11 in the term.
We got a game.
Oh, we don't just have a game. We got a ball game with that.
It's too.
And now he's going to get...
There's your tech.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Damon, I think you win the argument.
Walk away. Listen. What? Now he's out the game. This is what I'm talking about, Pete. Undisciplined.
Go. Stop it.
Do you want to win, man?
Now that part I completely agree with you, Damon. That is, he has lost his cool there. And you reckon?
That's frustration for the whole year.
You don't want to win.
Just unneeded. And again, to come, where were the teammates when he started going after the first technical, running in there and trying to pull him away? Granted, you might not have been able to, but they are in a position to go and win this game. And that hurts.
I speak about voices on the floor all the time. You need that leader on the floor, somebody to grab him and say, look, not worth it. We'll talk about it after the game, but you're hurting us more than you're helping us.
So the question, David, you said, well, why would he be in that mood? They're winning the game. They're playing well. You sensed it under the free throw that he was trying to. It was almost like he was trying to foul.
He's
and
trying.
then argued when he had no right.
I feel like he's been frustrated all season with his own form. He's trying to find a way to impact the game. He's going to try to do it through physicality and through intimidation, but it's reckless, and it's the timing of it. Your team has already got 18 fouls. You got the lead. It's totally unnecessary. Be the tough guy later. We've seen him go off on rants before. Previously, he got himself thrown out of games. And now, right now, you got to sit out the whole fourth quarter.
Well, that was Andrews who had a couple of bad technicals, right, in the games, and the wrong timing of it, the frustration. I don't mind him going hard on the offensive end. If you feel like you're hard done by with the whistle, have your say, but then move on. Don't let it compound. The compounding errors, this is not the first, second, or third time we've seen this from the Taipans, who need to lock back in here.
Pete, when the ref texts you and then tells you to walk away, and you still
there might be more to come
you don't want to play.
But there might be more to come out of that with the way you continue to go get right in the face. And
it tells me you don't want to play. You just try to get thrown out the game. And anyway, Taipans are still winning this game some kind of way.
Well, the rest of the crew that are out there and the coach need to just get them to focus on the job at hand, because absolutely there is a game to be won here against all odds. In Bendigo against the third place Melbourne United. They've only won 5 games for the season, the Taipans. Been beaten by a combined 62 points in their 2 previous meetings.
I think Chris Golding there just kind of looking to the bench saying, what is the quarter-by-quarter score?
It's all tied up this quarter.
Well, they might want to think about potentially having a little...
Chris is active, lively on the defensive end.
And then a foul late in the shot clock from Cole Bowen. Dean Vickerman can't believe it. Hands on heads.
Now, it might not be the worst thing in terms of the Ignite Cup point quarter. So they're going to go to the free throw line here. There's 8 seconds to go. So they're talking about it now, because if they lose another quarter, it's probably going to make it harder for them to make the final. So that's a foul. Send Cody Statman to the free throw line, and you can either tie it and take the half the point. And I think, to be honest, looking at the Ignite Cup live ladder, we saw it in the pregame. So I think they need all of them, the points from here on in. So I think a tie half point won't help them with a lot of the games we have left in the other ladder positions. So don't be surprised if we see them go for a 3-ball to win the quarter.
By the looks of it, it'll be Chris Golding. I think he'll take the 3-point attempt. He knows that they are now down by 2 this quarter. If they want that point for the Ignite Cup, and if they want a bit of that cash, here it comes. He can't get it to go. The quarter will go the way of Cairns Taipans, but more importantly, there is a massive game to be won here. Red Energy Arena, Bendigo. Don't go anywhere. Melbourne hanging on to a 1-point lead.
7-0 run, wasn't it? Well, Melbourne United opened up the quarter on a 7-0 run, but it was the Taipans led by Jack McVeigh with a massive quarter, their highest scoring of the year with 33 points, and Jack McVeigh was leading the way, the $1 million man.
Yeah, they weren't going anywhere, and again, he's so hard to guard when he gets to his spots. When he gets the ball where he wants it, he can fill it up with the best of them, Coach.
That just tells me Melbourne United's defense not where it should be, but he's 6 of 9, 8 rebounds, 3 assists.
Hey, the man.
He's cooking.
Well, there we go. The Blackmore shot chart, 17 points, 6 of 9 from the field, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. We're running out of breath and a steal. About it. Well, you know what, Leonard? Sometimes I thought I'd just add a little bit of emphasis on the back end, but hey, you've spoken about it, Leonard. He is the man on this team. This fourth quarter, it is up to him.
Absolutely. You don't wait on someone to give you the ball. Go get it and show us what you can do, big fella. We know it.
Joey, you never shied away from the moment.
Thank you, Felix. Yeah. Didn't know where to go with that one. Damon, this game.
Last time I compliment Joey.
This game, thank you, Felix. Well and truly up for grabs. The Cairns Taipans are shooting the lights out in this one, and it is giving them a great opportunity.
You're right. It's all about the shooting sometimes. 65%, 66% for the Taipans. And of the 27 made field goals, Joey, 19 of them have been assisted. That is the formula for them. That is the blueprint, if you will. What I like about Melbourne United on the other side is Chris Golding. He is being extremely aggressive, 20 points. He's coming off those two-man that pinned down with Jesse Edwards. If he gets the shot, as we look at the legend herself, Tess Magin, who will be coaching the Bendigo Spirit in the NBL 1.
Damon, you spoke about Chris Golding. He's also playing good defense. He's moving. He's active. He's being that captain that they need on the floor.
Yeah, and he's probably thinking Ignite Cup, hey, you know, 400K, 300K the long way. I won't have no trouble spending my cut.
It's going to be an offensive foul against Kyron Galloway.
I would look at it also. Can't allow that to go.
The Cairns also shooting over 50% from deep, 8 of 15.
Side out, side out.
They're doing a good job. Let's get an update from Joel Peterson, courtside.
Thanks, Joey. Dean Vickerman at that timeout was discussing with Chris Golding and Finn Delaney which of them was going to guard Jack McVeigh to start this last quarter. They went with Delaney on that last possession. At the Cairns huddle, Adam Ford and Jack McVeigh really wanted them to get through their sets, get through their stuff early, but make sure they finish it off.
Look at Chris. This is the most aggressive and lively we've seen Chris in a while. Probably the healthiest he's been, too. Getting downhill athletically. Easy layup.
This Statman. Good defense from Dash Daniels. And comes down with the rebound. Walker almost had it stripped.
Jack is guarding Jesse.
Yeah, Edwards.
Just put it up
Walker
in the
knows
air.
it. He's taking his time.
See, it's too late. It's too slow now.
Yeah.
And now he don't even get it.
Now the shot clock's running down. So it's going to be it.
You see what I'm saying, Coach?
Red 14.
Jesse Edwards is 4 of 4 from the field. People say, oh, man, he don't have enough shots. Well, guess what? You got a 6'8" guy guarding him, and none of his teammates thought it'd be a good idea to give him the ball in that situation. I ain't saying he got to get it every time, but in a mismatch, why not?
I agree.
Thanks, Coach.
You want him to play defense? Get him the ball. You gotta reward them big guys. You want him to rebound? You gotta get him the ball.
Golding. Catch. Shot. And then
21. Hold.
they feel like they're being hard done by here. Cairns. Foul on Wardenberg. Got to be careful.
Yeah, Sam. We all know Sam can get real. He can have some aggressive reactions from time to time. But I can see it. Jesse Edwards is trying to get offensive rebounds. It took 2 of them to keep him off the glass.
Foul count, 21 fouls on Cairns, 19 on Melbourne.
Be patient.
Walker had enough time and space. He's got none of 4 from deep tonight.
I'd like to have seen Tyson just go right back inside to him. He's gonna draw a foul, and he'll either dunk it and get fouled, either one.
Oh, Andrews just lost concentration for a moment, and it's going to cost him an easy 2 points. for all his good work. That's his third turnover. Melbourne have come out with a 5-zip run to start the final quarter. They have a Tangerine timeout.
Unfortunate turnover for Drew. Having a hell of a game. Just the timing of these turnovers, they just don't have that room for error.
Damon, is it fair to say Cairns look a whole lot better when Andrew looks to pass the ball more than he shoots the ball?
The thing with that is now that he can do it because he's got stars around him, when you go back, you take McVeigh out injured, Sam Wardenberg out injured before Mojave King comes along, Schofield with his struggles, who would he been passing to?
I hear you saying, Pete, but to answer Lenar's question, yes. 100% yes. It don't matter who he has out there on the floor. The way he's getting people open shots, they got talent. And when Rain Smith was there early before he got hurt, this is just I know this is the era of scoring guards, score first guards. But as soon as you get a guy that can distribute like a Tiger Campbell, like even Parker Jackson Cartwright, this looks good.
This does look good. 5-zip start to the quarter for Melbourne United. All the heat and pressure is on Melbourne. This is a game they just must win if they want to stay in touch with the top two. Cairns have thrown everything at them.
Determine the outcome of this game. That's incredible. Well done to you.
Coach Ford and the group feel probably hard done by from the referees.
And the refs are showing some real constraint because they don't want to be blowing techs this late in the game.
They are still right in it, Cairns. They just need to continue to do what they've done all game. Andrews has led from the front. McVeigh stepped up offensively. Wardenberg has been productive again. McVeigh, Wardenberg, there's the offense. This Cairns Taipan team looks completely different.
Good ball movement. I thought Sam Wardenberg could have just posted up Tyson straight away, but he got the dribble handoff and slipped out of it. Good pass by Jack. Can they get a stop is the question.
Melbourne United led by 9 points early in the third quarter. Haven't been able to get it to double digits. Walker starting to get involved offensively. He's up to 12. Lee wants to hand it off. Andrews.
Good kick out.
Statman, feet set. He's knocked down a couple of triples.
Drew is just, it's all so easy. He could have threw a lob to Marcus Lee, had the vision to spot Cody on the wing. This is his best point guard game all season. And look at Jesse. Look at
Melbourne
Jesse.
have to answer every
Look at Jesse.
question. In the end, Delaney forced it. Andrews just going at his own tempo. McVeigh. That was to give them the lead. Now he needs to get a stop in transition. Marcus Lee! Volleyball spikes it. Volleyball spikes it.
Swashbuckling shot.
Look at this.
Daffy Duck.
There it was. You blokes, seriously, make it hard.
It is tough with a live audience.
They keep possession though, United. Doyle was hot early.
He's liked this matchup.
Been stuck on only 2 points for a long time. He's got 12 for the game. Delaney in the corner. Edwards and Wardenberg tangle. And then Statman stepped out of bounds. That's their 15th turnover.
And you can see right now, too, that there's been times that we would have said we got to get the ball in Jack McVeigh's hands. This is the game where you say you got to get the ball in Andrew Andrews' hands and let him make the decisions. He's been doing it all game. 12 assists. He's getting everybody's shots.
Lee slips. Walker took advantage of it.
They got to get that wiped up. That is.
Yeah, they'll get that done now. Well, ball's down this end. Humid, as we said, in Bendigo, stinking hot, stifling hot in Victoria today. Andrews Now's the moment. It's strong. Who can keep their composure down the stretch? Doyle can't get it to go. Their woes from long range continue. 6 of 27 for Melbourne.
And that's a frustration foul from Jesse Edwards because he continues to make himself a presence down low on the mismatches. The balls that they've had thrown to him have not been good passes, and instead he just whacks Sam Wardenberg.
Picks up his 4th personal foul.
You know what the big men need, Pete? They need a union. The big men in the NBL need a damn union. I'm sick of it. Every single week, some team is neglecting their 7-foot center. Got him dribbling a handoff and picking all day long. Can't get a nice pass on a post-up on a mismatch.
Well, thankfully, we've got Aaron Baines part of the coverage. He can start that up.
Baines, he started union, man.
Here's McVeigh. Shot clock down to 4 again. He's going to have to create something. And he drew the foul, but it's going to be on the floor.
It's smart, real smart play.
No. 18 before he
They got rid of that in the NBA a long time ago because of Kevin Durant just trying to raise up. Although that
Dean Bickman said, can I challenge the foul?
That's it from the bench. Behavior warning, Melbourne bench.
Heard there the behaviour warning on the Melbourne bench.
Couldn't possibly think that wasn't a foul. Jack is surprised he's not at the foul line shooting 3.
Getting the score of this 4th quarter, Jack McVeigh. Wardenberg has 18 and 8. Andrews 7 and 12 assists. Galloway hasn't scored since half-time. Andrews taking it upon himself.
Oh, wow.
And there's the double-double. He's got 10 and 12. And he might just steer his team to one of the unlikely victories of the season.
And what a sub Dean Vickman made. He just put in Malith. Malith Machar just checked in as Doyle gets it and 1. What trust Dean Vickman has in his bench. First minutes of the game.
Here's the Amy replay of Andrews. And he got Krislovic backpedaling.
What do you think about that late sub, Pete?
Very interesting, isn't it? I mean, it is. Hasn't played at all, thrown into the clutch moments. But you're spot on where Dean Bickman doesn't do it unless you're in the circle of trust.
Now Andrews draws another foul, and that'll be for Milton Doyle.
Now the trust. I'm leaving Milton Doyle out there. He's a vet. He's earned it. Championship player.
There's a very short breather for Tyson Walker.
Maybe he had to tie his shoes or something.
Just
use the facilities.
Yeah.
Now he's back out there. Galloway. It's going to be another foul on Krislovic.
A lot of winking going on out there. Melbourne United are now next foul since Cairns Taipans to the strike.
In terms of just that there, Dan, but that's what I like, right? Krizovic frustrated, slammed the ball down a little bit, but then gave it back and moved on. You're allowed to have that initial emotional reaction to a tough call, then you move on.
Both teams in the bonus now. Next foul. They'll be going to the free throw line. Just over 4 minutes to go in this one. Andrews has been magnificent.
Great drive. Jack McVeigh tried to set him a bit of a screen. And I feel like Jack McVeigh, with his NBA experience and playing in the G League, can see that guys just used to just getting the ball in a certain spot and then going one-on-one. And I feel like sometimes it can get real stagnant.
Make sure you download the free NBL app from the App Store or Google Play now. You can switch between NBL, NBL1, WNBL. One-stop shop, everything you need to know. Track teams, player profiles, live scores, highlights, everything. And follow, scan the QR code. Andrews Makes one of two, and everyone has a moment to take a breath and set themselves for a big final 4 minutes. We know Melbourne have lost 6 their last 8. They are searching, scrapping to find some form. Cairns have made life difficult.
Pass was on, good back pick from Milton Doyle. That was a set play. The pass just wasn't right.
Here's Doyle, got Lee, so wants to go at him. Lee did a good job to use his length. And now Andrews wants to put the head down. Thought that was a foul, no whistle.
Keep playing, keep playing. Just keep playing.
Needs to keep his composure.
Yeah, you attack the rim, you put pressure on. Yes, no, maybe, whatever, you got the ball back.
Time for McVeigh. Time for Jack McVeigh.
Don't he love it, too? I don't know how much time was on the shot clock, Joy, when he let it go.
There was plenty. It was 18 seconds on the shot clock.
All right, one shot, fellas, here we go.
There it is, the shot clock for 3. And Jack McVeigh loves the moment.
Ben Delaney just got in his landing space. This is huge.
Can't get the free throw to go. 15 of 23 from the free throw line, Cairns. Maybe costly. They've done a great job to lead by 2. Over to Melbourne. Walker, probing, Doyle, wanting the moment. Krislovic's done it again. Kept it alive, and Golding feasts on it. Knocks down his 4th from deep. He's got 22, and Melbourne back in front.
And if Melbourne can sneak out a win here with Chris Golding in form, that is a massive win for them going forward.
Andrews threw it up for Lee. Had to come down with it.
Oh, you throw it high enough. That should have been a lob. Marcus Lee was ready to flush it.
Yes, here was about to check back in along with Sam Wartburg.
Golding gives it up. The lane opens up for Walker. Krislovic. He's done a great job on the offensive boards, not on that occasion. And now Cairns will settle it down. Andrews.
What a game. What a game for this young man.
13 and 13 if you don't mind. And we get another Tangerine timeout and another lead change. Cairns up by 1.
Jack McVeigh stepping up. CG43 stepping up. The 2 players coming into this game that probably needed to find more so Chris Golding than Jack McVeigh, but find a little form. They are taking over down the stretch.
They have, but again, shout out Andrew Andrews. That play right there, I know I've highlighted his passing. It's been phenomenal, 13 assists, but how patient that read was. Waiting to see what the defense was going to do. The possession before, they took it, the shot away, and he threw it to Marcus Lee, which probably should have been a bit higher of a lob. That time he just waited, got to a floater. 13 and 13. He's only taken 9 field goals. He has been exceptional.
Just imagine if this team was healthy all year long.
Don't say that. Cairns fans don't want to hear that.
Why not? Look, man, if they play like
That's
this,
the story
they play
of the
like
last 5 seasons.
Absolutely, but look, the talent on this team, and when they play like this, they can compete against anybody.
And this is what they wanted. This is the unit that they wanted to ride with. Wardenberg, McVeigh, they are unique bigs to have to try and scout against and play against. And then Andrews right now filling the gaps. Statman's been great. Galloway's been great. This is fun to watch.
And it's been the story of Melbourne United season so far. When you go down the stretch right now, you're giving the ball in Milton Doyle's hands. You've got CG43 with 22 points. Where are you going?
We've seen it go to Milton Doyle in the past few games. With the way that Chris Golding's back in form tonight, you've got to ride the captain.
Dare I even ask the question? If it's going to Jack McVeigh on the Taipans.
Absolutely, yep. But I'm going to guard both guys on the wing and make somebody else beat him.
Joey?
Well, Cairns have lost their last 4 to Melbourne by an average of 29 points. Haven't scored in the 70s. They've had all sorts of trouble, but tonight they have brought their very best in the Ignite Cup in Bendigo. They are putting all sorts of pressure on a team that are under pressure. Walker Got some separation off Wardenberg, but couldn't finish.
Great team, D. They denied every single action, and Tyson Walker was left with just going with individual brings, and that is a foul on Walker. Wardenberg to the line for 2.
Yeah, we're shooting on everything.
Have to watch the replay here for a flop, but that's just not a smart move
Next
from
play,
Walker
fellas,
if
you
it
got
was
2
intentional.
shots. Get lined up.
That is definitely a flop. It's a flop.
I think as soon as you dip the shoulder, you're on the lap of the ball when it comes to that flop.
And if Sam don't go down, Felix, he doesn't get that call.
One,
He does not get that call if he doesn't go down.
Cairns are smart now. You got to know where Chris Golding is at all times. Chris Golding, Milton Doyle, and make somebody else beat you.
Wardenberg makes both. He's got 20 and 9.
I know Kristovic is having a great game all around, but if Jesse Edwards on the floor right now, there's no matchup for him. Just saying.
Golding has Krislovic, finds Doyle, step back. Delaney, big offensive rebound, that's their 15th. Golding! There it is! A season high, 25. And what a time for the superstar to deliver. Scores tied up again. Strap yourselves in for a big 90 seconds. McVeigh, he's got the matchup he wants. They strip him. Krislovic again.
I know they want to get Jack the ball, but in ISO situations without the defense moving, don't always look like it's a good shot. It's Tyson Walker. And Fab on the glass once again.
He has tipped that out about 6 times tonight. It's officially his 4th offensive rebound, but he's had more tips.
Golding was right there for the extra kick.
Now it's
Jack's going to get a foul.
Cairns, can they execute? Andrews wants the moment. He can't get it. And now over to Melbourne. And this has always been the talk, Pete Damon, about who's going to close out for Melbourne.
Well, Milton Doyle had the breakaway, put a ball on the floor and then found Tyson Walker. But after that, when it came out from the offensive rebound, that's got to be a little kick to the right. He's just hit one.
He's 5 of 11 from deep tonight, Chris Golding. 7 of 14 for his 25 points.
And also we said it, that Jack McVeigh, the ball has to get in his hands at some point in the offense.
Yeah, but people, if he's just standing there and just waiting to go one-on-one ISO all the time, I'm not that big of a fan unless he's absolutely hot as fire.
The Bendigo locals have got a beauty on their hands. Delaney had Edwards wide open, threw it in his shoelaces, and then Lee swatted it away. A golden opportunity gone begging. Now it's advantage Cairns. 3-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Is it McVeigh or is it Andrews? Andrews throws it up for Lee when he had the chance for the layup.
He's had a layup and he's given it off to Marcus Lee to go to the free throw line.
And Marcus Lee, at the best of times, is 50-50 from the free throw line.
Oh, that is one of the greatest Yorkers I've ever seen. That is LBW every day of the week.
How many of these free throws does Lee knock down? He's none of 3 for the night from the free throw line. It'll test his nerve, it'll test his technique. Melbourne are going to get last shot at it.
Oh, they're icing him.
But what are they going to be chasing?
I wouldn't even call this a big upset, Joey. I know it's last versus third on the ladder. What can Marcus do?
Comes up big when they need him. He's knocked down 1. They've shot at less than 70% from the stripe tonight, Cairns. He misses. Here's the game-winning opportunity. Doyle can't finish, and the Cairns Taipans have gone to Bendigo and knocked off Melbourne United to win the Ignite Cup and get their 6th win of the season. And more despair and heartache for United, who now lose 7 of their last 9 games and are in all sorts. Wow, stunned crowd at Bendigo.
Full credit to the Cairns Taipans. They weathered every conceivable storm that Melbourne United threw at them, and they held on and got it done. And this man right here, Andrew Andrews, was the catalyst.
He will be the Foot Locker player of the game. 13 points, 13 assists, and 3 rebounds. There he is on screen. Delivered a brilliant point guard performance to help his team. He had contributors everywhere, and one of them is with Joel Peterson.
Thank you, Joey, indeed. Marcus Lee, vital free throws down the stretch, Marcus. You're 0 of 3 before you stand just metres away from where we are here to knock down that first free throw. Talk us through what your thought process was in that moment.
It was a smile. I think the one thing that popped in my head is, you've been to Kentucky. You were born with pressure, so that was the easy part.
The game-sealing defensive play at the other end as well. Adam Ford was really instructional to you guys all throughout the game. What worked for you tonight to lead you to this?
The big thing was tight huddles. We really needed to stick together and highlight each other, and that's what we tried to do today.
And the physical grinder tonight, I mean, it is hot, it is sweaty in this building. How did you get through this?
It's hot, but one thing Fordy brought up early is we're born in Cairns, so we're ready for this one.
Yeah, the humidity is no stretch. Recent form's been good. Can you really build on this on the back end of the season?
That's what we've been doing all season. We're just trying to take brick by brick, one step at a time, and this is what it's all about.
Marcus, big plays from you tonight. Well done.
Thank you.
Wow, what a finish. We spoke earlier about what a loss he would mean for Melbourne United, and a massive credit to the Cairns Taipans. But the biggest story of this game is the panic stations right now that Melbourne United are in.
You saw it right down the stretch. I mean, that Finn Delaney pass to Jesse Edwards, he's 7'15". You throw it at his shoelaces, it's going to be hard to pick up. And then down the other end, Marcus Lee clutched up with a big free throw. Milton Doyle, well, we've seen him hit some big shots, but another moment in the clutch gone missing.
There's losses and then there's bad losses. This is a bad loss because of the way you're playing. Your defense is not great. You're shooting the ball okay, but you got to find a way to get some wins.
And you made a big comment. What a tease this is for Cairns Taipans fans. What they could have had for the entire season if they stayed healthy. But my God, a comedy of errors there. A Yorker in your terms that the English would have been jealous of. And it's pretty much where the game was lost.
I mean, great effort from Marcus Lee, right? The block, the recovery, to knock down a free throw with all the struggles that he's had. And how many times did Melbourne United look like they were going to go from 9 points to 12 to 15? But Cairns kept responding, and then right here, Milton Doyle, we talk about his clutch efforts, just could not get it to go. And the Taipans, what a win in Bendigo.
And Jack McVeigh with some massive moments down the stretch as well, as we expected. We're going to cut to a break and we're going to wrap up. What a massive win that was for the Cairns Taipans on the other end. Gutsy win for the Cairns Taipans and a heartbreaking loss for Melbourne United, who go from bad to worse in NBL 25. 7 of their last 9 games falling after being 9-0 to start the season. An amazing fall from grace, the likes of which Leonard Copeland, I can't personally remember in my time in the NBL, and I imagine you struggle to do so as well.
I can't remember Melbourne United under Dean Bickerman playing like this. They're in trouble.
27 more field goal attempts. 27 more field goal attempts. Staggering. Truly staggering to go and lose like that. Massive, massive questions about Melbourne United.
But to shoot 62%, Pete, is a problem. Melbourne United are known for their defense. Yes, they're not playing great defense, but if you want to make the playoffs, or you're going to be in the playoffs, and do their thing, they got to fix this right now.
Well, we look at the Ignite Cup ladder right there, Melbourne. Still, Pete, are we giving them a bit of a chance?
No, they're mathematically
Certainly
out.
not.
No, they're mathematically out.
And the Cairns Taipans as well, they can't be in with a chance right now. The New Zealand Breakers, the Adelaide 36ers, rounding out the top of that ladder. But we look at the massive Mitsubishi Motors regular season ladder, the one that means all the points here. And United still, because of that big start, look, not all is lost. It's panic stations at the moment, but they're still sitting in third.
Yeah, but they want to avoid, obviously, dropping to 5th and 6th because Tassie, I think, are going to win a whole lot of more games. Perth Wildcats, Sydney, out of the top 7 right now, they're worst on form.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter where they are. And look, they're not playing good basketball.
And the Phoenix taking on the Hawks tomorrow in Thursday night basketball. That's going to be an absolute blockbuster because the Phoenix right now, for Melbourne fans,
are rolling.
That's the team you're looking at because Melbourne United got a world to work out. A big win from the Cairns Taipans. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. 40 degrees in Melbourne, if you don't mind. Thank you to Jam TV and the crew and everyone watching at home.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.